Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I made it down to the beach last night and I got to go a day early as I thought I might. Went down on Monday night. Don't know when this will come out, so just putting it in a little perspective there. And so far I've been up. What have I had so far this morning? I've had an acai bowl. I've had one smoothie right after the gym that had pineapple, banana, beet, and spinach. And then I had two smoothies just a little while ago that had mango, pineapple, and orange juice. So I'm definitely, and I'm staying a little juicier. I'm trying to hit these smoothies, hit the fruit smoothies to stay hydrated down here because it is a lot hotter than what I'm used to up there in the mountains. So anyhow, I just kind of want to continue. This is going to mix the two. You know, I've been talking a lot about my meditation practice, breath, mindfulness so far this year, the little love affair I've fallen into with the breath. So today I thought I would mix it, talk a little bit about going beyond raw vegan with the breath. I do videos like this every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. You know, it's interesting, the raw vegan thing. I just kind of got thinking about this last night after I meditated, ironically, and I was thinking, you know, the raw vegan thing. And that's why I've mentioned in things before, it's kind of like if you want to do raw vegan, if you want to be in this lifestyle, and if you really want to kind of take off and go in higher directions with this lifestyle, just go ahead and do it. Just get to that point. Don't keep going backwards. Don't keep eating the stuff you know you shouldn't eat. Just kind of keep inching forward, getting yourself cleaner to where you can do this lifestyle without really thinking about it. And that's kind of, and like I say, I don't want to, by no means am I going to tell you like, yep, I've gotten there. I know everything about it. I know how I'm going to eat. I'm eating exactly like I'm going to eat for the rest of my life. No, I'll continue to be self-aware of my body. I'll continue to listen to what my body tells me. And I'm sure I'm going to continue to tweak the diet. But now I don't have to put so much thought into that. And it's a good thing because, to be quite honest, the raw vegan is finite. There's only so far you can go with that, but that's good. That's good. You get a lot of cleansing from it. But once you get to a certain point, you know, I got a lot of clarity from the raw vegan lifestyle. You know, it just kind of, I don't know, it just gave me a different thinking process. It mellowed me out a bit. It didn't mellow me out too much. I'm still passionate and I can still get fired up. In fact, like yesterday, I'm not by no means perfect. I got ticked off about something. I got really worked up about something and I couldn't let it go and it was starting to bother me a little bit. But then I just said, kind of like I do in my meditation practice, I sat with the anger. I like observed that anger and I kind of like even in my head kind of played with it like, okay, how do I make this dissipate? I was actually sitting there thinking of like a hot stone or something and imagining that hot stone, the heat going away and it getting cooler. And I thought that was progress just right there by being really pissed off. And it was something really short. It wasn't anything big. I'm kind of expressive. Like I used to do that when I worked in restaurants. Like you'd have the person that kept everything bottled up and never like screamed or whatever. I'm one of those believers. Get that shit out of your system. I'll go off real quick, blow up, and then it's done. It's all out of my system. 2 minutes later, I've forgotten about it. But anyhow, I sat down with that. It got to the point yesterday, I was waiting on something. I was waiting on it to go somewhere. And I sat with that anger for a while and meditated. And I just breathed into it. I was just sitting there. And I was kind of still angry. And it was messing with my head a little bit because I was trying to use, you know, things I've learned, like letting go. But I couldn't, but then also the lesson kicked in, like I can't just push it out of my head. I can't make it go away. I can't change the emotion. All I can do is observe the emotion without judgment. And that's when I started thinking like the next stage of work is this breath. I mean, there's just, and with the breath, if the food is finite, I believe the breath is infinite as far as like clarity comes. And I'm not talking about a bunch of woo-woo type stuff. Like when you get into being mindful of the breath, and then when you even get into breath work, breath exercises, like for instance, I'm not don't get me, like I say, I never want to like sound like I'm trying to do these type videos as an expert. Definitely not. I've done a little bit of breath work, other than just deep breathing and being aware of the breath right now. About the only other one I'll do sometime for right now is I do alternate nostril breathing. But you just get such a, don't know quite how to tell you, and it's scientific. I think a lot of the breath work, I can't sit here and tell you, well, it does this and it stimulates this nervous system, blah, blah, blah. But I know when you're doing the alternate nostril breathing, it really clears things and balances things. And I don't know, I just feel more clarity when I do that. But let's forget about just the breath work or whatever, but just that whole, I mean, the part about the mindfulness is priceless right there. Like I say, that gave me a tool yesterday afternoon. I realize now, which I hadn't had before, like I have a tool when I have emotions that I don't really care for. I won't say I don't like. I mean, I guess an emotion is an emotion. We should give it, you know, fair weight. We should observe it, and we shouldn't judge our emotions. But I feel like I have tools to maybe understand and deal with them more now in situations. And I definitely have more patience. I'm not a patient person. I won't say that. That's a lesson that might take a few more lifetimes. But yeah, just, you know, that's why I say over and over, I try to put out a kind of a balanced message on this channel, and that's probably if I would niche market and focus just nothing but raw vegan, I'd grow a bit faster. But I can't. You know, I like to preach things from the way that I see them. I don't mean preach them like tell you need to do this, but I like to share what I'm doing from a whole perspective, from a holistic perspective. I mean, I watch these channels and hey, God bless them. Any content on YouTube is the creator's business, and I respect that. But I just see the ones that are nothing but raw vegan all the time, and that's not for me, because there's more to this. And I think too many people in this raw vegan lifestyle are almost thinking that that's the end all be all and there's nothing else besides that. You know, we need breath, we need air, we need fresh air. Whether you're doing proper breath work or meditation or whatever, we need to be breathing good fresh air. And even if you're not doing anything proper, just taking big gulps of air, big long slow gulps of air through our nose. We need water, we need you know, we need so many things. It's not just the food, and too many people are a one-trick pony. And I'm not just talking about people that share stuff, I'm talking about people with their lifestyle. I see people that are so obsessed with just everything raw vegan. They're not terribly healthy, they're not terribly rounded and balanced, you know, from my opinion. And I just think there's got to be more to it. And I don't want to be that one-trick pony of, you know, just being like nothing else, raw vegan, raw vegan, raw vegan, raw vegan. Because I need to be stimulated. I need a little bit more. And as a channel, there's only so far you can go when you're just talking about raw vegan all the time. I mean, I don't watch a lot of videos, but I search a lot of videos and stuff. And, you know, pretty much, and I'm going to continue to make them, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Pretty much every video on the subject of raw veganism has been made. Any subject out there, if you search it in the search bar, you will find like just gobs and gobs and gobs of videos on the subject of raw veganism from every single angle. So, you know, it just gives more to share. Number one, like I say, I think that's a healthy, balanced way of living, is not to just be so, you know, fanatic on one thing and that's your only thing in life. You know, get out and move some. We need movement. We need exercise. We need to stretch our body. You know, we need that blood pumping. One thing I don't do, and maybe this will be the time I do it when I'm going to be there for 3 months, need to get that lymph moving. I need a rebounder. I've been hearing people ever since I came to this raw vegan lifestyle talk about that, and I wouldn't mind playing with the lymph and get that lymph going a little bit. But the breath is just like, I'm gonna keep pounding this message, and hopefully a few people will kind of take up an interest in it as well. At some point I'll do kind of a little demonstration type thing, or I'll maybe do that on the blog, not on a YouTube channel, like a meditation video, just the slightest introduction, just for people that maybe even aren't going to meditate, or that are just saying like, yeah, no, that meditation isn't for me. I was thinking last night of maybe just doing a 1 minute for people that, not into it, don't think they could, have never done it, just like a 1 minute mindfulness meditation for people. And that would just be easy to follow. 1 minute's not intimidating. You just either sit down, you stand up, you don't make it all that formal, and just get in touch with that breath, because it's an anchor. I did that video a while back, the breath as an anchor, and it really is. It really is. That sounds like a good title for a video, but it really is true, and that's the best way to describe it, the breath as an anchor. Like I say, I go back to it. I catch myself a lot, and it pleases me that I catch myself almost every day now in some situation or at some time during my day that I go back to the breath, remembering, like, okay, let's slow down a little bit, or let's just contemplate this, or let's just reconnect with the breath. Let's reconnect with the here and now, which we're hardly ever in. That's the lesson of it all. That's the lesson of it all, or for me anyway. For me, is like always, that's why I like the mindfulness meditation especially, and focusing on the breath, because that breath it's just always coming back to here and now. And here and now is the only place where we live. The future, we don't know anything about the future. Bam, I'm walking out in the street, boom, bus hits me, I'm gone. Or, somebody busts into the hotel, starts shooting up the place, I'm gone. The past, it's a memory, but who knows? Maybe it's not even our real memory. Maybe the past, maybe memories are implanted in our head. The present could too. I'm getting a little silly there, but you know what I mean. The only time we are really living is in the present. So I just find a lot of comfort in bringing myself back as many times during the day as possible to the breath. And I do that a number of times during the day. And it's not always if I'm having some sort of different emotion, or if something's bothering me, or if I'm trying to work through something. We always need to be in the here and now. So sometimes I just stop. I probably look like the village idiot. I'll stop and just stop in front of some flowers and just consciously take some deep breaths. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I just want to kind of, like I say, share this love affair with the breath I found in 2017. If you like it, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, and more to come from here at the beach in Playa Jaco, Costa Rica. Love you guys. Peace.